I'm assuming by the time this video finally gets released, it'll be known that we've all been released from Excelerate, and I'm not sure who they're getting. It changes every 6 hours. Like, I mean, I've heard literally every name in the book that's on the league right now, and players that are in the league. Um, so yeah, that's not really why I'm here. At the end of the day, I feel like I deserved to be there or at least have another week. Um, obviously the situation with Ethan kind of derailed our team, and we basically had four scrims and had to play our league matches against the best teams in the world. Wasn't going that well. But at the end of the day, I'm mature enough to accept the fact that we didn't perform. So we like me. I don't know if we deserve to be there. That's a whole different conversation. But that's not why I'm making this video necessarily. I'm just trying to tell like our story and let you guys know what the players had to deal with. Just to outline this video because it's probably gonna be pretty long, but things that happened. The players were blackmailed. The players were constantly lied to. The players did not receive money on time. Um, there was talks about even dropping like three players before we even played our matches. Just a whole lot of other bullshit. So yeah, that's just the plot points really. Yeah. I'm just gonna get into it. It's gonna be a long video. There's probably gonna be some boring parts. I'm assuming it's gonna get better towards the end. And this is like the second or third time I've recorded this video because I want to have the most up-to-date information I can. And things change every day. You know. So to start it off, with Accelerate, we ended up signing with them after the first 2K. We were in talks with them throughout the off season. Um, Now after the first 2K, they immediately messaged us. I believe we beat. I know we beat FaZe in that. I think we beat another. We might have beat FaZe and the Knights team, something like that. I don't remember. Um, all those 2Ks kind of blended. Anyways, after that 2K, well not after that 2K, like after Sunday, because we still played Monday. They messaged us back and basically wanted to immediately sign us. We had the conversation. I kind of should have known at this point, like they weren't that good of an org because they kind of strong armed us into rushing into the contract. Cause like I mean, I got everything that we really wanted. Um, but at the time, obviously, we didn't know that CWL was coming on with the rule where they could wipe the whole roster. So pretty much all I got was the amount of money we wanted, like that type of stuff. Like that's all you can really do in a contract like that. It was a very basic contract that Justin probably got off Google. To be honest, I have no idea. I could be completely wrong, but it's the contracts that I've signed for locals. Like that's what it literally looked like. Um, anyways, um, I'm saying So he kind of like forced us to sign that really quick because he was basically telling us that if we didn't sign this by like tomorrow at 3 p.m., like they were gonna pick up Peggy's team. And as a team with not many options and not that high of a stock, we kind of just signed it. Like at the time we were fine with it. I still don't really regret it because at the end of the day, like all the information we had at the time about the CWL, like I mean, didn't know that. I assumed 3 out of 5. Also, we got what we wanted, and yeah, I didn't really like the business practice, but that's what business is done in esports. Anyways, so moving on. We go to Vegas. Not really any issues. The only problem we had was like they gave us like bad flights. Like shit like that. But that's just typical amateur org stuff. You know how it is. Um, so then we went to the POQ. I think leading up to the POQ, they ended up sending us out some or not BenQ, the new Asus monitors. Took a lot of hassle, and it almost didn't happen, but they got us out. They got them out to us, and we appreciate that. So far so good. We go to the PLQ. Justin's there. He's supporting us. And everything's good. He did a really good thing on Saturday where there was a lot of team turmoil involving Ethan, and he sat us down in like a tribal circle, and we had like a little intervention kind of. Anyone that was at the PLQ Saturday playing after the matches, they know what we're talking about, and yeah, like I truly believe that what Justin did there was a major factor in us qualifying on Sunday because it was looking grim on Saturday. Because we're like a straight momentum team, and when things start going down, they don't really pick up. Anyways, So, we go, this is kind of where the bullshit starts.
User left your channel.
So, he takes us out to dinner. Thank you, Justin, by the way. I think we went to some sort of Korean barbecue, something like that. It was really good. At some point in the dinner, I asked Justin, like, all right, when are we start gonna getting paid our pro league salary? Because, it was just a question that came up. Like, me knowing how the contract works, we should be paid a prorated amount. I think we were AMs for 6 days, and we made the pro league on like the 22nd. So after that, we should be played a prorated amount of our pro league salary. And he basically confirmed that. He, instead of actually saying, we'll get a prorated amount, he told us that we would receive 2,500 on the first. We're paid bi-weekly. I probably shouldn't be going into numbers, but honestly, at this point, like, who fucking cares? Like, sue me, dude. Like, I fucking dare you. Um, so at this point, we're like, all right, we're going home. So like, at this point, um, I've been told that I'm just gonna get paid on the first, and I've also read my contract. I'm not an idiot. I know what shit means. He was trying to argue it. I talked to a lawyer. The lawyer basically told me like, yeah, like this can be argued in court because the contract language is pretty bad because it's one of the worst contracts he's seen. But I most likely win in court. Like I said, I was told I was gonna get paid. Um, Contract pretty much said I was gonna get paid. So at this point, I'm like I tell my parents that I'm gonna pay rent this month for them, to help them out. And the first comes around, I don't get paid. I ended up not getting paid to the fifth. And on the fifth, instead of receiving $1,800, I received 213. No, not even our $600 prorated salary from being AMs. He gave us $213 because I think when I was getting really mad at him for not actually paying us the right amount on time, I think he tried to spite us. I'm like, oh yeah, you remember that 2K you guys won like a month ago, or that AGN Twitter league that y'all paid the buyout, you're the buy into, and I had nothing to do with. I'm gonna take 15% of that. So he literally, I mean, technically you could do it, but like it's just come on, man. Like if you don't get to pick and choose what parts of the contract you follow, right? So, moving on. Um, Part of the reason why this happened, I'm going to go into now, is we ended up getting sold to an organization called Wildcard. Um, I'm assuming many people don't know about this because the situation was so fucked up that I don't know if MLG stepped in, if Justin stepped in. It was probably a little bit of both, but it was undone, and we went back to Accelerate. So essentially, what happened there, after talking to Wildcard, is like I was told by Justin, like after we got sold, because apparently the deal happened very quick in like 2 hours, because other deals fell through with other organizations before the lock. That they Justin told me that they're giving us some sort of player protection. They know how much we're getting paid, blah blah blah. So the players like, Accelerate treated us well so far. Like it is what it is. We got sold. Like I mean, we'd like to go to a bigger organization, but I don't have a problem working with good people. If you treat me good, I'll treat you good. Like simple as that, it's mutual benefit working relationship. So, I talked to Wildcard and they're basically telling me, huh? Like, we're not aware of this. We haven't even seen your contract. Which, first of all, I don't understand how you sell a team and not show the other organization the contract that they're buying. Apparently, according to Wildcard, they asked for the contract multiple times, and Justin just said it doesn't matter. He refused. They're in a renegotiation period, something like that. Like I said, I'm just a player. I'm not sure exactly what went down, but that's what I was told. So at this point, they hit us with the yo. We got to talk to we got to talk to our investors, like, and we'll get back to you, And then at this point, I'm like, what the fuck, Justin? Like, um, can you figure this out? Like, and for like 2 3 days, keep in mind, like, this is why I don't know. At the beginning of January, if y'all seen, or beginning of February, I was losing full, and like I almost stopped playing because I was really like upset about this situation and not being paid, on top of the team situation that was going on. Like we were having issues with Ethan. I was just so done with everything because I'm just like I just want to play COD, man. Like, and it was bad. Anyway, so we're begging for like 2 3 days for Justin and Wildcard to just get in a freaking call and figure it out because the players at this point are just middlemen, just going back and forth. Like he said this, he said that. Eventually it happens. Justin takes us back, and at this point, like I think this is the main reason he tried to pay us so little, is because he tried to take pity. He's like, oh guys, I took you back, like I saved you, like blah blah blah. Like, can you do me this solid and like let us only pay you $300 this month? And I'm like, no. Like, I'm gonna show you some DMs, but essentially Austin did tell him that like I'll ask the guys, but he did not give him a yes or a no. He said like a maybe, something along those lines. You know, Justin took that as a yes. Immediately after seeing that DM, a couple hours after it was sent when I woke up, I made it very clear to Accelerate that that is not acceptable. Um, I still haven't received all that money. I asked for the remaining $600 last night, and Justin told me to get a lawyer because I'm slandering him. And I feel like that's very offensive to me because, from my understanding of what slander is like the spreading of like false statements to ruin someone's reputation. And everything that I've said and will say in this video is the truth. So what I told him was, um, so what I told him, was, okay, if I'm slandering you, don't pay me, and pay my teammates. And I haven't got a response yet. I'm gonna show you these messages on Discord. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Whoa, desktop. Okay. So as you guys can see, pause the video, but I basically hit him with the, I did the math on January. We're still owed a little bit of money, and he's basically trying to, because keep in mind, yesterday I finally got paid. Um, I finally got paid from Justin for our January payment, and keep in mind, this literally happened. I tweeted about making this video, right? And within 10 minutes of tweeting about making this video, like I got the money sent to my PayPal, which I don't know like about you guys, but that sounds like fucking hush money to me, Like if I ask for money 20 times in the span of a month and 10 minutes after I fucking tweet about it, I get paid. I don't know about you guys. So, you guys can plot, you guys can read this, but yeah, like, he's basically saying I'm slandering him, but I'm not lying. That's not slander, from my understanding. So, yeah. Gonna bring this back. Sorry guys. I know the production value of this is not very good. Um, I'm gonna show you guys my tweet from yesterday and when I got paid. It's kind of funny, like, oh, wait a month and a half for money. I tweeted about making a video finally, and now you decide to pay, huh? Is that a coincidence, guys? I don't know. So, okay, so I found the tweet. Let me just go to my email, boys. Let me just go to my email. And like I said, I didn't even get paid the full amount. From my understanding, he's trying to blame it on a wild card. I'm like, bro, like whenever the contract got like transferred back to you, my understanding of contract law is when when you buy a contract or whatever, like you assume all debt, right? Like, he's apparently in business school, but he doesn't understand that. So I'm just looking for my PayPal transfer, guys. Sorry. Okay. So look at this. Look at this, boys. Sorry, wrong this up. So as you guys can see, I got paid at 6:48 on March 5th. Look at my tweet. 6:35. I've been asking for this money for over a month now, and I tweet about making a video, and it's immediately paid. Like I said, if that's not hush money, I don't know what is. So yeah. This is the screenshot of me asking for the money. Because I was very upset. Like I told you guys, I didn't get paid. I messaged him originally on the 5th. Um, you know, on the 13th, he finally gets back to us. I bumped the message a few times, as you guys can see. Like I said, if you need to, like, read these or whatever, just pause the video. He messages me on the 13th, about not, basically messaged me on the 13th. He doesn't even acknowledge my question. And he just tells us, we sent you out some contracts. And, yeah, those contracts were not very fair. Oh, and you know how you guys mentioned blackmail? This wasn't the first time, this wasn't the first or second time that Justin tried holding the league spot over our heads to get what he wants, even though like we legally didn't have to do anything, As you can read this, he's basically like So essentially, after the wild card thing fell through, a couple weeks later, um, I was like, okay, Justin's incompetent. Um, he's not able to find us an org. So I messaged the first person I messaged. I got him an offer that, as far as I'm aware of, was probably about twice as high as the offer for wildcard. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's probably about twice as high as like the original offer. And and I made it clear that in order for this to go through, um, we wanted to be paid. Like in order for the sorry guys, in order for the transfer to go through, he had to pay his remaining debt to us back. That was like one of the agreements, and he basically said, they don't really have a choice because I own the league spot. If they want to play hardball, I can just drop them and sign all new players. This was February 6th. So, Justin, you're telling me that if the players ask for what you promised them and is legally owed to them, that you're classifying that as hardball and that you're just going to drop us all? I don't know about you guys, but um, I don't know about you guys, but that's not right. Like, I'm not playing hardball. I'm literally asking for what you promised me, and what's in the contract. You know, you don't just get to run away with like you don't get to like act like this, Justin. Like you go to fucking apparently you go to business school. You don't really seem that fucking bright when it comes to business. Like I don't know what to tell you. So yeah. Um, I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit. I'm not gonna talk about that organization that we were in conversations with, but from my understanding, Justin just completely fucked that up. And yeah. So now like the players, we finally get paid on February 16th. We were supposed to get paid on February 15th. We finally get paid, and we're not getting paid our January money yet. Like we're just getting paid our February 1st to February 15th money. And I don't even think he was planning on paying us, honestly, because he was mad at us for getting mad at him for asking why the money's late. Like, you didn't pay us January 1st what you were supposed to pay us. You paid us January 5th, like 10% of what you were originally supposed to pay us. And, February 15th rolls around, and I'm pretty sure he was holding off for an organizational meeting trying to sell us before paying us off. Even though he was supposed to pay us on the 15th, this meeting happened on the 16th. So, I think he was just trying to fuck us even harder, like, because obviously if an organizational transfer happens, that's a process. Players probably wouldn't have got paid for another 2 weeks. Like, just scummy shit like that. That was happening. So, um, like I said, this isn't the first instance of Justin trying to blackmail us. Um, I mean, I guess you classify that as blackmail, but like, that's not morally correct. Like I said, we were asking for what was obligated to us, what you told us you're gonna give us, and you're just, I'm just gonna leave it at that, So now we get to the pro league. All right. I'm just trying to get through this video as quick as I possibly can. It's already 18 minutes in. So now we get to the pro league, right? Oh, keep in mind, the first time he asked us, wanted to drop Ethan was, the first time he tried to get us to drop Ethan was after the PLQ. He wanted to drop Ethan pretty badly, reasonably so, because, I mean, the things that Ethan were doing weren't that, they just weren't acceptable. Anyways, he's seen it. Like, that was the first time he asked us to drop Ethan. At the end of the day, obviously I'll talk about it more later, but dropping fastball was a decision made by the team. The organization did have a lot of pressure to do with that, and just the players were scared shitless because yeah. Basically we get to the pro league, we play our first game against the world champions, Team Envious. We beat them. Within 5 minutes after us beating them, I find out that Justin was already talking to our coach Pemby, because for some reason he thinks Sean's not gonna fucking tell us. He was already talking about dropping 3 players on the roster. He was talking about replacing Profizi, Fastball, and Believe with 3 different players outside the league before we even played our match. And we fucking won that match against the current world champions, right? And just imagine as a player what you have to fucking deal with. Just imagine as a player what you have to deal with winning a match, you play your first pro league match ever and you fucking win it, and you find out 5 minutes later that your organization's already talking about dropping you. Do you know how bad that makes a player feel? Because I legit didn't even want to play the next day. I don't even know how we went last map against United because I was demoralized. I'm just sitting here like, even though in these talks, I would be safe. Um, it's still I'm just like, bro, these are my fucking teammates. You know what I mean? This is not fucking right. This is not how you run an organization. Okay? And I asked him about this in a call a couple days later. He straight up lied to my face because like he didn't know that Pemby told me, and he was just like, "Where did you guys get that info from?" And he just straight up lied. He's like, "Oh, that never happened." I don't know. You know. So we play our first couple matches, and at this point, oh, I completely left out the contract bullshit. So in the new contract that he sent us, that we don't actually have to fucking sign. No, we legally don't have to sign a new contract. But he was holding that. He was essentially holding the league spot because this is when we were doing good, right? After the first week, I think he wanted to keep us. Um, he was holding the league spot over our heads and trying to blackmail us. Like he didn't straight up say it because he's not a fucking idiot. But he was strongly suggesting that we don't have a choice but to sign this new contract, right? And first of all, the new contract, there was things in it like they were trying to take 100% of our league pay, right? Which 100% of our league pay. I don't even have to go into that. 25% of our appearance fee or whatever. And keep in mind, we originally agreed to 15%, 5K a month. And now, like they're at 5,000, right? It's fine. Now they're trying to take more money, which is reasonable. Like we were willing to work with them. We were gonna work with them. We tried working with them. But like, we shouldn't have to fucking do this. You know what I mean? Like that's a significant amount. 100% of our league pay. Like 25% of our appearance fee. I think it was our appearance fee, something like that. Like when we previously agreed on 15% of everything. So, anyways, you know, we're like, all right, well, get back to us. We'll sign this in a few days. Like, like let us focus on our matches. He gets back to us in a few days. Oh, I also forgot. The other thing that he tried to do to us, our contract ends like in the off season at some point, right? I'm not sure exactly. It might be like a month into the game. Basically, what he was trying to do is he was trying to extend our contract like another 6 months, and he was trying to extend our contract another 6 months. And me not being an idiot, I knew that franchising is happening next year, right? And if franchises happen next year, there's no fucking shot Accelerate is going to be a part of that. So I knew that by him extending our contract, he's guaranteeing his ability to sell us. So I'm like, okay. Well, we previously agreed on a date. I think it was like sometime in October or November. We can either do the original date that we agreed upon, or you can give us 10% of the buyout if you want to extend the deal, because we don't have to fucking sign this. Like legally, we don't have to fucking sign a new contract. And he's just telling us no, like that's not possible. Like you're gonna have to do this. I don't have any proof of this because most of these conversations happened um, over call. Justin was very careful on like I don't know if it was intentional or just how he does it, but I don't have. There's not much of a paper trail on a lot of these things, but like I think everyone on the team, Robbie B, Pemby can basically confirm most of this, and probably a couple of the ex staff because staff laughs like barely lasts in Accelerate. Anyways, so now we play our first like 4 matches, and then we get into call with Justin again. And this is like at the point where after we lost to Heretics, Justin calls up Pemby and he's basically like, Ethan's doing the same things that he did at the PLQ. I can fly Robbie in right now. We should probably fucking do this. He's strongly suggesting we need to like do it now, blah blah blah, and all the players are like, I mean, because this is just what I was told, honestly. Like I wasn't in the call, but this is what I was told. I'm just telling my story. So, I could be completely wrong. I don't know. But this is what I was told. So, we all talk and, we come to the conclusion that like we don't really want to get rid of Ethan, but like knowing the things that we know about the org and how our sprouts on the line and how our team spirals downhill. Because Ethan wasn't like really changing, it was just the same shit that he's been doing for the last 5 years. Um, we decided to make that decision. Obviously, that decision was catastrophic for our team. Robbie's really good, but it just didn't work. I don't know why. People were saying that he was baiting us the whole time. Like he was baiting, but like everybody baits. It wasn't. I like I said, I don't know. Anyway, so we make that roster change. We get into call with Justin, and at this point, Justin's like, guys, I don't know about 5K. We gotta do 3,500. And the players are just sitting here like, I mean, we're already like the second lowest paid team in the league. Like, I mean, can you at least do 4K? And he's just like, no. So we're kind of, and he promised us, he's like, okay, if you guys work with me, I'll work with you. And I'm like, okay, because we're reasonable people. At this point, we're like, um, at this point, he's like, if you guys do this for us, we'll give you like some sort of player protection where like there needs to be some sort of vote within the team in order to make a roster change. So we're all like, okay, well, at the end of the day, like he's strongly implying that like we don't really have a fucking choice because we really don't have a choice. I've known Justin's holding the league spot over our heads the whole time. Like we don't have a fucking choice because if not, he's just gonna fucking drop us. So we agree on that. And we told him to like basically like figure out the fine details, send the contract over. So I get in a call with him a couple days later, and now he's dead ass lying to my face. He's telling us, okay, now it's $3,000 a month, 12%. And then at this point, I'm just sitting there like, you didn't just fucking send it to me. Never got the fucking contract. Like, never got the fucking contract. So, now we're here. And, all the bullshit happened. I tried to make that as, like, thorough as I could. There's a lot of other bullshit, but, like, the fact that this guy was holding the league spot over the players' heads, to get shit done. I mean, I guess from a business perspective, like maybe that's how it goes. I don't know. But that was not okay. The things that he was doing. Especially like the dropping a play before he even talked about it, like all this other shit. And I talked to him, he seems like a good dude. But then like when I talk to people that talk to him, he seems like a pretty bad dude. I have no idea. Like I don't know. He might be genuine, he might not be. I have no idea. I'm just basically telling you guys what I experienced. So like I said, tried basically holding the league spot over our heads to get the players to agree to anything we wanted to. And like the players had no choice, and the players like were trying to do it, and no, eventually, we just didn't do that well with Robbie, and he just decided to drop us all. So yeah, I mean, I have some screenshots. I was just talking to like just talking to Jordinia, an ex member of Accelerate. These are some of the questions I asked him.
User joined your channel. User left your channel.
Sorry, guys. Okay, here. So basically, I basically asked him a few questions, like, what exactly happened in January money. He said all that. Like, the main thing that I want to point out is it fair to say Justin was indeed blackmailing the team, holding the league spot over their heads, when the team legally didn't have to sign anything? If so, do you have any insider knowledge? And, that's what he said. Holding the league spot over your heads. Yes, he was. Like I said, with everything I told you, and then a member within Accelerate confirming what I told you guys. I also showed you guys that other screenshot. Like, oh my god. Boys, I missed the best part. I totally forgot about this. If you want to see anything that was said there, just pause the video. So, during all this bullshit with Accelerate, I went to MLG. I actually went to MLG twice, but one time I went to MLG in person. I dead ass looked Spencer right in the eyes, and I told him our organization is blackmailing us, holding our league spot over our fucking heads, and trying to force us to sign contracts where we'd make tens of thousands of dollars less a year. We had a like I don't know, 5-10 minute conversation there. My whole team was there. We were talking to him. He dead ass told us there was nothing they could do. So I don't know how MLG is doing this, but the fact that MLG is okay with these type of things happening is just unacceptable. I don't know how, like, I was utterly mind blown that I went to MLG and I legitimately told them that they are using your league spot to hold players hostage. I don't even know if I don't understand contract all that well, but I don't think that's allowed. I don't think that's allowed. But it is what it is. So now players are pretty much, you know, the events in a week. We don't have a team pass, an org. We don't even have a fifth. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Um, Hopefully we make it to Fort Worth. After Fort Worth, like unless we like make some serious money there, like it's probably the end. Yeah. Hopefully Justin pays us the rest of the money that he owes us, the $600. But there's nothing more I can really say. Just tried to tell you guys the story um, from the most unbiased perspective I could tell you. You know, like I could probably make it sound a lot worse, but this is what happened. This is probably gonna hurt my chances in the future of going under organizations because I don't think I should be doing something like this. But something had to be said. Like something had to be said. You know, like this type of stuff should not go like unnoticed or not talked about. Like it had to be said, and I'm willing to make the sacrifice. So yeah, if you made it through this far in the video, you're a real MVP. Um, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Yeah. Good night, guys.